This episode of Capes and Lunatics is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. Get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
Recording has started.
Hello, good people, and welcome to another episode of Superconnectivity. I am your host, Tully, the Professor Essa, the Dias Cast. And with me, as always, is the beautiful, blue-eyed bomber of the Burger Pits.
I am Phil.
He is Phil. Pittsburgh, the only city that cares more about beer than Stanley.
True. Seems like
But
it.
to be fair, very good beer in Pittsburgh. So, I was on the fence. I was all upset until I was like, oh, it's about beer. So,
I know.
maybe.
I was like, who's programming this? Charlie Esser? Stan Lee's show? A beer show?
I'm just saying, I wouldn't preempt a Stanley show for a beer show. But if someone's going to preempt a Stanley show for a show, maybe a beer show's a good choice. I'm like, oh.
I know, but that's just weird. I'm like, it's the holiday season. None of the shows are really live now. Why couldn't they put the beer show on yesterday or tomorrow?
Well, what's weird is that is very local programming.
Yes.
That is super low, because it's literally no one else in the world is going to see this prime time, 8 o'clock on ABC beer show. But they said, you know what? F. Stanley.
I guess the local ABC, I'm just like, what are you doing?
What's weird is that Jim Shooter would never say F. Stanley, I think.
No.
But maybe he did. Maybe he did many times in his career, and that was their way to say, we're Shooter fans. We're not going to kowtow to Stanley.
I mean, I don't mean to generalize, but I would have. I don't know if anyone at the local ABC would even know Jim Shooter. I don't know.
Look, all I'm saying is,
I know.
It's a comic book related thing. Pittsburgh has one really big comic book related thing.
No.
I don't. Maybe they're mad that they blew up Pittsburgh in the new universe. Again. Marvel did it first. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's some bad blood still there. That's all I can think of. But yeah, so neither Phil nor I have seen the new Stan Lee documentary, The Life of Stan Lee. Basically, looks like it's a celebrity gala where they just got a bunch of people to come out and say, "Hey, Stan Lee, we liked him. He was cool. He was great. He was a fun guy to hang out with."
Be someone. Be someone like his character shaped my.
Well, of course, yeah. And comic book creators and people who aren't comic book creators.
But just like actors are going to be, you're going to get.
No, there was actually they had comic book guys on there too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What's his name? McDaniels.
Scott McDaniel.
Maybe I'm not sure.
He's an artist. Yeah.
Yeah, but he was. Is he an African American gentleman?
No.
There was a different McDaniels, but I know he was a comic book guy named McDaniels. I was looking at him, I was like, oh yeah, I know.
Oh, is it McDuffie? Is it McDuffie?
No, it wasn't McDuffie.
Okay.
Anyway, at least I assume he was. Maybe I just don't. Maybe I'm just not up on everyone that's like Stan Lee. But he was talking about how much he loved the Hulk as a kid.
Oh, okay.
For some reason, based on a very small sampling of African American comedians I know, the Hulk was very popular among the African American community because he was a person of color.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, well, not for nothing.
He was persecuted for the color of his skin, yes.
Yeah, well, he was the only one in the books that looked like that, so fair enough. Oh, my gosh. But let's talk about other green people. Because the penultimate... Take a drink, Philip.
I just did. Yes, penultimate...
The penultimate episode of The Mandalorian has dropped. And
2 days early before Rise of Skywalker hit theaters.
Yeah, Rise of Skywalker.
Was that really going to slow? Was that really going to slow anyone down if they had to watch The Mandalorian and Rise of Skywalker in the same day?
He's going to tell you, the reality is, The Mandalorian is Star Wars now.
Yes.
The Rise of Sky. It's a fun. Here's what I'm going to tell you. I was listening to not the actual interview, but like clips of the Terry Gross interview with the guys writing the Game of Thrones series, where they basically said, look, maybe we should wait till the series is over before you name your golden retriever Daenerys. And yeah, it's like, this series has recaptured Star Wars in a way that I don't think any of the Lucasfilms ever could.
I honestly, I was thinking that today. I like this series better than probably just about any of those movies. I mean, Star Wars is fine. I've never been the hugest fan, but I'm like, Rise of Skywalker, I'm going to get to it probably within the next week or so. We'll get out there.
We'll all get to it. I mean, honestly, it's an important part of...
Yeah.
Okay, not to tie too much into last episode with... when I say last episode, I mean Capes and Lunatics. Scroll down or scroll up, whichever way they post. Look, sometimes they need someone to write Superman. No one wants to write Superman. He's not as interesting as you think he is, Steve. And the... Nonology, someone's got to write it. Someone's got to tell this story. Someone's got to bring the Skywalkers to their conclusion. Because God knows we're sick of them now. Luke was whiny. Anakin was whiny. Rey and freaking Ben Solo is whiny. It's like, can't you guys just sort of just deal with stuff? It's like, do you have to complain all the time?
But I mean, again, those movies, like I said, I can wait and whatever with them. But like Mandalorian, I'm always like, I want to watch it. I got to get to the next episode
because it's good. Because it's Jon Favreau.
I know.
Here's what I'll tell you about Star Wars. When Disney bought Star Wars, they kind of like had this little thing in a box that Lucas says, so you guys are going to complete the nonology, right? And Disney was like, what now? What? we were buying cool skins for video games and laser sword. What is this whole nonology thing? And say, well, I'm not going to sell it to you unless you're going to finish the nonology.
Oh.
I'm sorry, what is a nonology? Oh, it's a 9-part epic. I did the middle 3, then I did the first 3, which everyone loved.
Trade talks, yes.
Lisa loved the. Actually, no, I can't hate on Jar Jar. I love Jar Jar. Jar Jar is awesome. Don't be hating on Jar Jar. He's silly and he's stupid, but so is freaking C-3PO. Honestly, my biggest complaint about the entire Gungan race is that doo-doo is a pejorative in both races. And it's like, why should doo-doo be a pejorative? And I was thinking, like, okay, well, if you're using monosyllabic words, and you have the reason why means both mother and memory and milk, and it's like a baby making a first sound, and a doo-doo-doo is a sound. But I don't know, man. I think it's a stretch to say that throughout the entire omniverse, creatures would use the word doo-doo for something that could have both depth and negativity. So, Tristan had never actually seen the first episode. I had never seen Phantom Menace before, so we watched it. That was my takeaway of that. What? No, I know we didn't finish Phantom. You didn't see it, and we still haven't finished it, so. That should tell you a little bit about Phantom Menace. And I don't hate Phantom Menace. Let me just make it clear. I don't hate Phantom Menace. Like Star Trek movies, I feel the same way about Star Wars movies. They're not that good, but they're not that bad. They're like Fantastic Four films. You got to be really bad to be the bad one, and we are looking at you, Josh Trank. That was a bad one. But anyway, so The Mandalorian just dropped a couple days ago. Dropped early because they're random. Disney's like, here's a new one. Oh, do I ever do it? Oh, here's one in my pocket.
Well, no, again, too, I think I saw an article. They said they purposely did that because it came out 2 days before, Rise of Skywalker. So,
yeah, fair enough. I mean,
But now we got to wait. We had to wait like 9 days to see what happens to Baby Yoda.
Yeah, but what's weird is this is a prequel, so it's like the worst that could happen is they'll give a hint about something that happened in the film.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's anything that has to do with either story. I think it's just, we don't want to take up too much of your time. So here, now you have time to watch this, and then you have time to go to our movie too.
Yeah, fair enough. If only I had money to go to a movie. That's the thing. It's like, love to go to the movie. I wanted to see that and Cats. That was on my bucket list.
And again, too. I mean, like I said, it's easy. It's easier to sit at home and watch Mandalorian. But I'm like, really, was this gonna? If you had to do both on the same day, would that really take up? I mean, what is it, like a 2-hour movie, maybe a little more? Mandalorian episode was 44 minutes. You really couldn't do both in one day.
Yeah, and for what it's worth, unless you're podcasting or writing about it,
yeah,
does it matter if you watch it in the morning?
Yeah, go see Rise of Skywalker Friday and then wake up Saturday morning and watch Mandalorian,
Yeah, unless there's something that's in Mandalorian that's important for Rise of Skywalker, which I've heard there's a thing that's a reference.
Oh, really?
If it's not a freaking 3-foot-tall Mandalorian saying the way that's it,
Charlie don't care.
I don't want to hear it, Although, let's talk about this episode because we saw it last episode. The Mandalorian is raising this little Yoda to be a Mandalorian. He is raising him to be a killer.
Obviously not a pilot, though.
Well, he's first off, do you know that many 50-year-olds that you could pop in front of a starship and fly it?
Oh, true.
I mean, really. He's never flown a starship before.
Yep.
Does it matter? It's not a thing he's done, so. And he started pushing buttons, and then the buttons started making everything shake, and he's trying to push other buttons to make it stop. And it's like, that's a Mandalorian, or that's a Yoda, a Yiddle. I call him Yiddle. Yiddle the baby Yoda, or the Tridactyls, as they call them. Yeah, I mean, it's cute, it's delightful, but this is a neat episode because this is. And it's interesting because in the same way that the episode previous to this is about getting the band back together.
Yes.
This is about getting our band back together, including Taika Waititi as now a tea-serving robot.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, your buddy, the robot, was back. Yes.
Yeah, well, but you know what I loved about this? Because there's so here's the thing. Have you ever seen The Adventures of Baron Munchausen? It was a... what's his name from Monty Python? Brazil?
Probably not.
No. Wait. He's a very named director, and he's the one American member of Monty Python. Come on, what's his name? Terry Gilliam. There it is. It was a film by Terry Gilliam called The Adventures of Baron Munchausen. I have to figure out how this ties back to what I was talking about. So in The Adventures of Baron Munchausen, there's a character who is called I forget his name, but he's often called Hercules in other stories. But basically, the idea is that amongst the Baron Munchausen's retinue was the man who had the best eyesight, the best hearing, the fastest man alive, and the world's strongest man. Yeah, I know you thought comic books came up with that. No, it's old German folklore. But anyway, so the guy who was amongst him, who was the strongest man alive, essentially left the group when the Baron went crazy and wound up living amongst the Titans in Hephaestus's volcano. And he became their mated manservant. And it was this idea that, yes, he was the strongest man in the world, but all he ever really wanted to be was delicate and dainty. He wanted to serve tea and be a mated manservant. That was when he was so happy. And because here they called me tiny and slim and small guy, And he loved that. He loved being dainty because he never got to be dainty as a human because he was the biggest, strongest human there was. And I feel that way about Taika Waititi's character in this, in that, yes, the Mandalorian feels that he is hardwired, that it's a killer. It's like, no, I don't think he's a killer. I think he is whatever. I think he is the reflection of that which creates him. And of course, Nick Nolte's character we get his name. Of course, I've immediately forgotten it, but we get his name in this, and it's like, no, he's not a monster. He is a good being because I'm a good being and I made him a good being. And so I'm hoping Taika Waititi's character does have part of his redemptive arc here. Because let's be honest here, he is a freaking bounty droid. He is like guns shooting in every direction. He is not going to let he's not going to let things go to pot. Because he is programmed, I'm here to protect the child.
Oh,
so I think the next episode we're going to get Taika Waititi's battle droid, bounty droid, just totally kicking names and taking a to salvage the child, because that's his programming. That's his function.
Nick Nolte is Kuil. It's Kuiil.
He's cute.
Q.
He's cute. Yeah, Nick Nolte's cute. I think we can all. I think we can all agree to that. Nick Nolte is cute. Anyway, so that is awesome. But yeah, this was a rough episode in certain spots. We have our Lando Calrissian stand-in. He has lured the Mandalorian back, essentially to steal the child from him and turn it over. But then they get attacked by random Rodans, and Yiddle basically saves his life.
Well, yeah, because it's like some kind of venom or something in his arm. Carl Weather. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Carl Weather. Yeah, he gets the venom in his arm, and then the Mandalorian saves him. And it's an interesting dichotomy because prior to that, we see Yiddle force choke someone.
Yeah, because during the arm wrestling match, he thought the Mandalorian was getting attacked.
This goes into this idea of him as learning the Mandalorian way. They're warrior people. And the idea that Yiddle is sitting here and he's like, someone I care about is in danger, I'm going to force choke that lady. No. Because, he doesn't understand, but he's also, he knows this is the power. He feels the power of the dark side, which is, to what it's for, the question of why the Empire wants Yiddle so much. They want Yiddle because they can turn him to the dark side.
Well, yeah,
and they're hoping they could have a Vader or an Emperor who they could control. They'd have that power of the dark side force, but also one that they could control because it's a baby.
Not only is he a weapon, but as we saw this episode, he has healing powers also. He can heal others.
Well, as we know, the force flows through all life.
Uh-huh.
So when you think about it, the idea that you make a brain say these are not the droids you're looking for, is that any harder than saying body, expel poison, skin, grow back together? Is it that much harder? Because let's face it, those stormtroopers are aware of the droids they're looking for. To be informed that these are not the droids they're looking for requires them to discount knowledge they actually have, which means a complete rewiring of that poor stormtrooper brain.
Yeah, I never knew if that was like simple hypnosis or.
Well, based on how we're told the Force works, it was apparently at least a temporary lobotomy, where they're basically forcing that poor stormtrooper's brain
mind wipe
to stop seeing the droid they're looking for. So. As I've always said, the Jedi, maybe not the nicest guys in the world, which is my hope for the Rise of Skywalker. That through it all, the Skywalkers do bring balance to the Force, because if you are conceived of the dark side, you give progeny to the light side, and then we become the teachers of the cosmos, or at least this galaxy.
Yes.
That's always the weirdest thing about this whole thing, is this is all happening long, long ago in a galaxy far, far away. Which means no matter what happens, it will have literally no effect on anything that occurs in our universe or in our galaxy. which is also far, far away and many years later. Although one could argue that the thing that happened long, long ago in a galaxy far, far away would just now be reaching us as far as photons go,
light, yeah,
in our own universe. So maybe that's what it is. George Lucas as a young man. So if this ends with George Lucas as a young man with a little radar dish, picking up some kind of signals about, oh wait, what is this? What's a Gungan? I think I'll start here with the young blonde hero, I must tell the story. And they send it out, and then many years later, in another galaxy far, far away, young George Lucas receives the message. Wop, 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 ah! Anyway, but yeah, and then of course this ends on a cliffhanger. Here's the problem with cliffhangers, Philip. We already know Yiddle is a freaking god. Now, I couldn't tell if they called, oh god, I'm blanking on his name too, the last guy we saw. Has an Hispanic name.
Here, I'm trying to look these up.
I couldn't tell if they called him Darth or Moff. Tristan, what was that character's name? It was something with a G. Was it Darth Glorious or Darth something? You think it was a Darth? I couldn't tell if he was a Moff or a Darth.
Oh, Moff Gideon.
Oh, Moff Gideon. Okay, so he is a Moff. Not a Grand Moff, interestingly enough. Yeah, I thought it might have been a Darth Gideon too, but he's actually a Moff Gideon. But not a Grand Moff. So, because you remember Grand Moff Tarkin from the original trilogy? He's the commander of a Death Star. It's Grand Moff Tarkin.
Yeah,
Moff is like a general or a field marshal or an admiral.
Played by Giancarlo Esposito. I love that actor.
Yeah, see, it's a lovely name. And as soon as my wife walked out, she said, "Oh, hey, Giancarlo Esposito."
Yeah.
Like, okay, thanks for telling me that, hon.
For Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. He's awesome.
Oh, he was that guy.
Yeah, the guy with the chicken restaurant. Yeah.
Two-Face, right?
Yeah, I get blown up. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I know random scenes from that series I've never watched.
He plays a great bad guy. He does.
Oh, yeah. Well, now he's Moff. And again, that's actually a beautiful thing that he's just Moff Gideon, not Grand Moff Gideon. It's sort of like how Gaddafi was only a colonel. It's like he took over as a colonel and he kept that lower rank because he wanted to show hey, I'm not some highfalutin general. I'm just a colonel. Just like, I'm just a little working stiff guy like you guys, but I'm the colonel of Libya. And so Moff Gideon, now, like 99%, I'm hoping Moff Gideon shows up in. And again, this is why this is Star Wars now.
Oh, the Rise of Skywalker, yeah.
I want my Mandalorian. I want my short Mandalorian. Who says the waiter sits. And I want my Moff Gideon.
Oh yeah.
As this,
I'm just
a lowly Moff, just like you guys, here to lead you all to prosperity under the rule of the Empire. Our Imperial in this is basically saying, are you really saying this is better than life under the Empire? And of course that's that awkward conversation. It's like, is freedom worth the chaos? And of course it's like, maybe it is because at least we're not being stepped on by you. But at the same time, is it really better because, maybe I have more opportunities under the Empire? It's the complex question. But of course, when you start killing all the Mandalorians or killing all the Jawas or killing all the Sand People, or killing all the Hutts, when you start saying any threat to my power is a threat to stability, then it gets complex. And that was my favorite line in this whole series is when talking about the Sand People and the Mandalorian says, well, actually the Sand People say this is their planet, That's one thing I think was never really addressed with the Gungans and the humans. And for what it's worth, they call out the word humans in them.
Oh.
Which I thought was an interesting thing. Because Nick Nolte's character does say he bought his freedom in 3 of your human lifetimes. Which is a little weird because you didn't think the Empire existed for 3 of anyone's human lifetimes.
Human? This takes place in a galaxy far, far away.
Well, that's my point too, Tristan. Yes, it takes place in a galaxy far, far away, and yet they're using the term human. Although maybe they're going to do a whole Adam and Eve on an escape pod.
Doesn't he just
No, they might just be using human as a catch-all for a humanoid being. Well, because they have to translate it into English. Why are they even speaking English, Tristan? They're speaking English, so they're going to use the words that English people have. So.
Why are they all speaking the same
Chinese
language?
in the Chinese market.
Or from other languages, like Jabba the Hutt.
Exactly. You know what Tristan pointed out recently?
What?
Boba Fett had a jetpack. So falling into the hole of into the Sarlacc pit probably should not have been that big of a problem for him. Because he had a jetpack.
I think he should have gotten out.
Yeah, Tristan said he should have gotten out sooner, but I think he was just lying low until the
That's what I always thought. It was some kind of trick so he could escape. Yeah.
Yeah, although to that extent we didn't see. Although I mean, if the guy with the spurs was Moff Gideon in the episode previous, I guess I understand that.
Also, Dad, can I tell you something?
What do you want to tell me,
We
Tristan?
also just saw Boba Fett rolling. He might have grabbed onto one of the tentacles.
Well, yeah, but the tentacles were trying to drag him down. So.
I might just tumbled down.
Yeah, well, what Boba Fett was thinking in that last moment, only George Lucas knows. Anyway, where were we, Phil? Moff Gideon,
Yes.
who might be a Darth too. That's what I'm going to say. It's like Moff Gideon walks in like he owns the place, and you notice, like, this is the thing. First off, Tristan noticed, those are Death Troopers, because Tristan knows all the skin. So when the Death Troopers show up, those are Death Troopers. And then you notice that all the other troopers that come in, they all have clean armor.
Yes.
Moff Gideon's got money behind him.
You think maybe he's one of the architects of, like, he's going to be one of the ones who sets up the New Order?
The First Order?
The First Order,
I
yeah.
think it's entirely possible. Heck, maybe this is the secret origin of whatever that guy's name was. What was his name?
Oh, what, the big
The head
guy?
of the First Order, whatever his name was. Anyway.
The-
Tristan, who was the head of the First Order?
Wait, what?
The guy was Snoke.
Yeah, you mean Darth Maul's boss, yeah.
Yeah. Imperial Leader Snoke. So maybe this is Imperial Leader Snoke before his face got messed up. I don't know. But Darth Plagueis?
Yeah, that's actually a Darth.
Oh, that was Darth Sidious's which was Emperor Palpatine's name. Right? Emperor Palpatine was Darth Sidious, and he taught him, and yes, he also did not have a nose. Lacking of a nose is a common trope in design of evil characters.
They smell terrible.
Powers?
How though? Yeah. Well, actually, the idea is that if you're going to create a very evil character, you need to take away expressive aspects of the face.
Yes.
Because you can't have them ever feel sad or hurt or lonely. So you have to take away the parts of their face that might make them seem afraid or any other emotion that might conjure connection with the audience.
And plus you make them unpleasant to look at.
Yes, that too. Anyway, so yeah, but Darth Gideon drops on the planet, drops all of his team, and man, I don't know what to take of this, man. And it makes sense when you think about it. You know, Nick Nolte gives Mandalorian the communicator.
Yes.
But of course, Nick Nolte was an Imperial slave. So the tech he knows to make a communicator with, it's Imperial tech.
Mm.
So it's on the same frequency as the speeder biker. Which is like, oh, God. And I realized that after the fact, that's why they heard it, because it's on the same frequency.
Yeah, I didn't put that together at
Imperial
first.
frequency. But because the Imperium is so pushed to the side, Nick Nolte's character never. What was his name? Was QL?
Q.
QL never thinks that this is going to be able to be picked up by the Imperial troopers that are there. It's an old single. It's an old signal, but it checks out. Oh God! So yeah, and then little baby Yoda lying on the ground, and the speederbikers pick him up and bring him back. But again, this is sort of like that born and bred in the briar patch kind of thing, where I get the feeling that Baby Ittle is gonna feel the hate flow through him. And it's like, yes, force choke, force choke, force choke, force choke. It's like well, this isn't the child I was looking for. Says Darth, says Moff Gideon, and goes back in his ship and flies away. I mean, how do you solve this without killing Baby Ittle? That's the question.
Yeah, but is he more valuable to them alive? Is that why they wouldn't kill him?
No, because they said you could kill him. They just wanted the DNA.
Oh. So,
I mean, the scientists said, no, we want him alive.
Yeah.
But the Imperial was like, if it comes to that, yeah, fine. Whatever. Just bring it back to us. Part of me wonders if Baby Ittle doesn't make it out of it. And I think this is sort of the thing, the Ittle toys. And everyone was like, oh man, why did they make Ittle toys? Everyone would have bought like 1,000 Ittle toys. That would have been the hot toy of the Christmas 2019. Like, yeah, but maybe that's because you didn't see the last episode. And whatever happens in the last episode, whether they, Baby Ittle gets,
no,
killed in a bad way, that's not good. Or Baby Ittle says, I let the hate flow through me.
Don't say it.
And be the dark side Yiddle. Although, honestly, dark side Yiddle will be the queen mem of 2020. Yeah. If Yiddle goes to the dark side, every crazed anarchist I know, and there's a lot of them, I'm sorry, they all work 9 to 5 jobs, but they're still crazed anarchists.
Yeah.
You can have a compartmentalized brain. They're going to say, yeah, that is my me. Yiddle embracing the dark side, being the dark Yoda. That is the thing that every anarchist, every nihilist, every capitalist, communist, socialist, the one thing that unites us all, like Dr. Martin's boots. That is the thing that will be the meme of the 2020. But we'll see what happens. Anyway, Phil, that is, at the end of it, our guys are pinned down in a Sundance kind of situation. And, the bad guys have the Yiddle. So clearly that's the end of the story. And it ends on a dark note, right, Philip?
Of course. No.
You don't end an episode, with everything working out in the next episode. No, you end it with, and now everything is horrible forever. Goodbye.
That's right.
But wait, one more episode, what happens next?
And they make you wait 9 days.
I think we're going to find out on Christmas Day.
You think? Because right now they're saying the 27th, which is next Friday, so no?
It's going to be a surprise drop on Christmas Day.
Ooh.
Because to feed into Lilith's perspective, Disney wants a religion.
Oh, there you go.
Disney wants to. They're pushing Crom over the nihilist religion of Crom over on Marvel. They're going to use Disney and Star Wars to build their new Skywalker faith, and then play both sides against the middle, and that's how you have total control of the universe, Lilith. Not by simply buying things, but by creating opposing philosophies and saying, no, we can both be together in opposing philosophies, even as you're selling the, Baby Yoda sucks t-shirts to the Cromians, and the Crom doesn't know what he's talking about to the Baby Yodians. Gotta plan ahead, Lilith. That's the thing. You gotta think about how these things play out. Everyone just buys your stuff and no one buys the other guy's stuff. And that's a monopoly. I didn't even realize I was making a monopoly. You're going to buy everyone? Well, then everyone knows what you're doing. You got to not have monopolistic practices if you want to have a monopoly in the class.
True.
Oh, Lord. Please come to episode, was it 169?
269.
What?
269.
How long have I been on this thing? Oh, man. Okay, well, 269 episodes later, we're still doing it. Philip, any last things? You want to talk about the history of the Marvel Universe? Real quick.
Yeah, we can talk about that real quick. Sure.
Real quick. It was all Reed Richards' fault. He's the jerk. He rewrote history to make him the star.
Sure did.
Create a whole other country where we're having wars in now. We have a fictional country instead of Vietnam. Not to have a country you can have wars in whenever you want, you know. That was always the problem with Latveria, is you could never actually go to war with Latveria because, you know, Dr. Doom. It was like, oh, wait, well, maybe we should need another fictional country that we can do. We created Madripoor for our crime country, and now we have whatever it is, the name they came up with for the other country where Iron Man was from. But anyway, yeah, so they're saying now Reed Richards used the powers of the Beyonders to recreate the universe as he knew it, which, you know, I don't know, man. I kind of think that's a little weird in its own way, too. Because it's like, I'm not bringing people back from the dead. I'm just recreating a simulation of them.
What I remember.
You know, it's not like it's the real history. It's just, this is how I want the history to be. So. But anyway, so that was that. And then they do talk about the incursions in it, which is interesting. Mm-hmm. And then they do that whole vague, the final fate of Mephisto and yada, yada, yada.
Oh yeah, like they kind of like give us little hints of what's to come. What is that? The wedding of Tony Stark and Emma Frost.
Yeah,
they say they mention.
I don't know. Honestly,
it's a bunch of future
really,
stuff.
That's what Galactus talks about.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, remember when Tony Stark married Emma Frost?
Even he can't believe it.
Literally, that is not more than a 4-issue arc.
No, it's a miniseries.
You hope? No, honestly, if you're the writer of that, your hope against hope, you get a miniseries. No, that is literally 4 issues at best.
Yes.
In whatever group of Iron Men that they're currently putting out there, it's first off, she's a mind controller, so it's not like Tony Stark is ever gonna trust that he loves a mind controller.
Yes.
You know, or that Tony Stark is ever going to give up control in that way. But that's the teaser. That's how they get you to read it, you know. Of course, that assumes that that's not one of the pitches that just fell flat. Because I get the feeling sometimes with these, and they do that, the future, here are these crazy things. Sometimes they do a big pitch, and everyone throws in their ideas, and only 6 of the 27 they get actually get made. So,
yeah.
The ones that sound shocking might get mentioned, but the ones that actually have a good story behind them, those get made. So, but anyway, so that was that. They mentioned Gwenpool, which is nice. She gets a mention in the history of the Marvel Universe because, yes, early 20th, 21st century, that needs a moment to talk about. Even though we're going to go the rest of the century. Although, what's weird, we never get past 2099. So,
nope.
Maybe this is sooner than we think. Anyway. And that was really the only book I really, really fully read. I read a little bit of Omega, but, you know, that was that. But we can talk about it if you want.
I mean, we don't have to do it now. We could do it later because there will be a 2099 special coming up. So I will.
So there we go.
I will invite you to that when we set a date.
Yes, I'm still mad you didn't invite me to talk Conan 2099.
I swear. I think. I mean, we talked it here, but I swear you were. I think it was the night you were recording with Moz, maybe.
It's entirely possible. You know, I know the.
You're an important man, Charlie Esser. You can't be in 20 places at once.
I know, but that was the best one.
I know. Well, hey, me and Matt agreed with you. I mean, I know Matt Kona said that was his favorite too. Was Conan 2099?
I just want more of that story. It's like everything else in 2099. Who the freak cares? Conan
Yeah,
with
this-
a freaking Nova helmet. That's like literally everything I want to see.
Yeah. This new
I
2099
know,
definitely.
honestly, the whole Serpent Crown. I didn't even realize there was going to be another episode of that. It was like,
the Serpent
really?
War.
You're going to keep on telling this story? I guess they have to. But
Yeah.
it's like, okay.
Well, yeah. Remember
Okay.
they're going to make the Howard verse a thing now.
Yeah. I don't know. I hope Moon Knight figures more prominently in the, and they mentioned something about Khonshu in the history of the Marvel Universe too. So gonna push the Khonshu on you. So there we go. So see Disney's smart. They're gonna have 3 religions.
Oh, there you go.
You're gonna have the Jedi, the Khonshuians, and the Cromnians. So between the 3 major religions of the Disneyverse,
Uh-huh.
they will eventually have control over everything without having to buy everything. That's the point. First, you have to control religion, Lilith. You can't just buy in a capitalist fashion. That misses the point. Right on your head.
Oh!
Okay. Oh, Philip, want to get out of here?
Sure. Charlie
Let's call it a
Charlie
night.
Esser fell asleep 20 minutes ago, but he's still talking.
Yeah, please. I haven't been awake since 1963. Oh, okay. So, Philip, if people would like to talk to you, call you, leave a message for you, write to you, buy amazing products, how can they do it?
Oh, if you want to get a hold of me, you can always email me, nightwingpdp@gmail.com. On Twitter, I'm @nightwingpdp. Just check, send us any and all thoughts, capesandlunatics@gmail.com. Our voicemail is 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And the easiest way to find us, there's links to everything, absolutely everything we do on Linktree. That's linktr.ee/capesandlunatics.
And what is the one challenge to Disney's dominance of the religious sphere? What one book that will upend their plans for world domination? The book that has the words of the greatest philosophers of our generation.
Oh, you mean Pod Life the book?
That would be the book, Philip.
Nice, Charlie Esser.
This is the book that will save all things.
That's right.
The book that will let you understand that Disney is not all powerful.
You
do not have to follow Crom or Khonshu or even Baby Yoda.
If you want the Bible of podcasting, yes, you want to buy Pod Life the book.
It is the stories of great masters told sometimes in their words, sometimes in the words of those who simply heard them speak.
They talk about themselves and about others. That's right.
Exactly. And I highly encourage you to buy this book, read this book, learn this book, because in the days to come, it may become important.
That's right.
That's right. All righty then. And of course, if you'd like to write to me in the old-fashioned email way, the way our moms and pa's once did, do so at superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's superconnectivityblog, all one word, @gmail.com. And of course, follow me on Twitter as I live tweet things when I'm not podcasting, which is more often than even you might think. At Charlie Esser, that's CHARLIE. ESSER. Look for the 2 E's right there in the middle.
For quality. Bing!
And there you go. And ladies and gentlemen, that has been another episode of Superconnectivity. Why don't you come around sometime and super connect with us again? Good night.
Good night.
And that's an episode. So this was 168, and next is 169.
268 and 269, yes.
I don't believe I've been doing this
Must-
for 200 plus episodes.
Remember, it started on Enough Said, remember?
I know, I remember. Master Doom doesn't remember, but I remember. I mean, for me, it was a great thing when Master Doom came into my world